Welcome to Banging the Can, the Houston sports show that does not apologize for championship rings and tings, presented by Bolen Media. I am your host, Ross Bolen, and I just want to say up front, before I have another meltdown over the Astros, we will be discussing the Texans revealing their new uniforms today. But first, I'm tired. I'm so very, very tired. This has been, without question, the most tiring first 23 games of a baseball season as an Astros fan since, I don't even know, since a long time ago. The Astros sit at 7 wins and 16 losses after losing 2 of 3 to the Nationals in Washington and getting swept by the Atlanta Braves at home in Houston. The first loss to the Nationals, which I believe was on 4/20, was, in my opinion, the worst loss of the season, which is really saying something. The Astros had this game in hand heading into the bottom of the ninth after playing 8 very complete innings, both offensively and defensively, taking advantage of another quality start from Ronel Blanco and building a 4-2 lead. And then it all fell apart. Ryan Presley came in. The Nationals got a base runner off of catcher interference. Then C.J. Abrams doubled to deep right center. Then Jesse Winker singled to center. And just like that, the game was tied and going into extra innings, which we didn't even need to see because we all knew what the fuck was going to happen there. In extras, with Jose Altuve acting as our ghost runner on second base, things did not go well. And first, let me note, every time we go to extra innings and there's just a guy on second, I'm like, wait, did the broadcast skip? I keep forgetting about the stupid fucking ghost runner rule. I guess last year, 2023, was the first time we did that. It still hasn't clicked for me. So it took, for first 30 seconds of the inning, I'm sitting there like, how did Altuve get to second base? Not that it fucking mattered, but Altuve's on second base. We get a couple out, one out, I guess. Then Bregman is up to bat. He hits like a dinky pop fly into shallow right, which gets caught. And inexplicably, Altuve goes for it. Tries to get from third. I guess, if I remember correctly, Yordan Alvarez moved Altuve from second to third, but got out. Bregman comes up, pops into shallow right. Altuve waits for him to make the catch and then goes for it. And we're just desperate at this point. But he wasn't even close. It was a terrible decision to send him or for him to go. I don't know who that was on. I don't care. I didn't go look afterward to try to figure out if it was the third base coach or if it was Altuve's decision. I don't care. The point is, it wasn't even fucking close. He was out by several feet, 5 feet, 7 feet. I don't know. The point is, he was out. It was awful. So that was our turn at hitting in extra innings in the 10th. And then the bottom of the 10th, Seth Martinez comes out. Again, they've got the ghost runner on second base, right? They're trying to speed up the game. I get the ghost runner. I just keep forgetting it exists. Seth Martinez comes in, who has not been great, but who has, and he throws 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. 1 pitch. Game over. Joey Meneses? Mr. Meneses? Meneses? Doesn't matter. Joey M. Deep single into right center, I think it was. Game over. Game over, man. Just like that. Awful. Crushing loss. I watched this entire fucking baseball game, right? Which right now, if you're doing that with the Astros, if you're watching the entire, and I'm talking from the first pitch to the last pitch, if you're watching the whole game, you are a real fan. Because this has mostly been torture this season. So I watched the entire fucking game. And I'm going, God, you know what? We're playing pretty well. Blanco pitched well. We're hitting fairly well. Altuve's been on fire. Pena's remained hot. We're doing okay. And then we get to the 9th and the 10th, and it just was like a reminder of where we're at. It was awful. I have before, but it's been, a decade since I was this upset at myself for watching an entire Astros game. Awful. awful loss. We have lost 11 of our last 12 extra innings games. 11 of 12? What the hell? That just like reeks of loser. You can't stay focused enough in extra innings to get a fucking win. This whole ghost runner thing has been abysmal for the Stros, but that was a brutal L. A brutal L. That, like, I was trying to build back up my positivity, my belief, trying to be a good fan, stick by the team. And then that, wanted to puke in my shorts. As things stand, the Astros are in last place in the division. Last? 2 games back of the 4th place Oakland Athletics, who are essentially a fucking minor league team. 2 games back of the A's? The fucking Oakland A's? I can't even believe I'm having to say that. But somehow, some way, still, the Astros are only 5 games back of first place because the Rangers and Mariners are both refusing to bury us, which at this point I'm almost hoping they'll do, just so I can stop pretending we're going to turn things around. So somehow, all hope is not yet lost, but my God, this has been ugly baseball so far. Christian Javier joined an already crowded list of injured starting pitchers. We got Verlander back. That's good. Jose Abreu still can't figure out how to hit a baseball, and at times he struggled defensively as well. The entire fan base has turned on him entirely. I'm not aware of a single Jose Abreu sympathizer at this point. I'm trying to be one. I really like Jose Abreu, but is he good? No, he's very, very bad. And do we need good baseball players to be a good baseball team? Yes, we do. So do I think Jose Abreu should be our first baseman? Probably not. Do we have any other options? Not really. So do I have the answer? Nope. So am I going to keep fucking hoping and wishing that maybe one day, sort of, kind of, Jose Abreu could figure out how to swing a baseball bat and hit a fucking baseball again like he's been doing for, I don't know, how old is he, like 37 or 8? I think he's a year older than me. He's been doing it for over 25 years at a high level, probably, you have to assume. He's a former MVP. That was 2020. It wasn't that long ago. He won American League MVP. He's not supposed to be this dog shit, but he is. He is this dog shit. He's terrible. He's unbearably shitty. When he's up there at the plate, I want to die. That's how bad. I want my life to end because he sucks so bad at hitting. That's fucking tough to do. That's really tough to do. It's not good. Jose Abreu, a disaster. Our bullpen is a fucking shit show, a mess. The thing that every person who was familiar with this team and who knows Ryan Presley and was familiar with Josh Hader and knew Brian Abreu was coming back, we all said it. We all said all we have to do is get to the 7th inning and these games are going to be over. We're looking at a 100-win season. We all look like morons. The bullpen's been the worst part of the team. You could argue it was the starting pitching a couple weeks ago, but now at this point, no, you can't argue that. That's mostly been due to injuries. These guys aren't even hurt. They just stink. They stink, baby. They're terrible. All 3 of them, really. Abreu's looked generally lost. Presley clearly had his head screwed up by the demotion, which probably should never have fucking happened. Dana Brown, I'm going to put that one at your feet since it's your job and your call at the end of the day. And then Josh Hader has been very, very mediocre when he was billed as probably the best left-handed closer in baseball. So what the fuck? We stink. Only the Chicago White Sox, who have won a whopping 3 uno, dos, tres games, are worse than the Astros in the entire American League. A couple of weeks ago, we didn't think things could get any worse. And then after winning a 3-game series against the Rangers, it looked like the Astros might actually start playing good baseball again. But the Astros keep finding a way to lower the bar. And what else can I say? What are we supposed to talk about? with regard to the Astros. We've reached the point where statistically, mathematically, scientifically, we are more likely than not to miss the postseason. Wrap your head around that. Let that sink in. Last year, we came one win away, one home win away from making the World Series for the fourth or fifth time in 7 years. Fourth time in 7 years, I think. Maybe fifth. I don't know. We've been so many fucking times, I can't even count. And now, 23 games into the season, we're having to potentially throw up the tombstone? What the fuck happened here? So more likely than not, at this point, the 7-year streak of American League Championship Series appearances will end. More likely than not, we will not be playing October baseball for the first time since, drumroll please, 2016. More likely than not, it is going to be a very frustrating 139 games of baseball season we have left. Now, because I feel obligated, and this is the only reason I'm going to say what I'm about to say, because I feel obligated to this team because of all the good times they have delivered over the past 7 years in particular. I feel obligated to say there is no reason, logically, logistically, that this group, when mostly healthy, which you have to think will happen at some point in the coming months, shouldn't be able to turn it around. There's no reason they shouldn't be able to. They have the talent. They have the veteran leadership. They have the experience. But do they want it bad enough? Because it is going to be an uphill battle, and this is an exhausted team. They are tired. Postseason run after postseason run after postseason run. Eventually, that shit wears a lot of guys down. And that's why you don't see dynasties extend into the decade-long type count. It just doesn't fucking happen because it's exhausting, for one thing. So do they want it bad enough? I think that will be the biggest factor. And right now, the answer is no. No, they don't. No. But only time will tell. And regardless, for whatever reason, I will still be watching. But man, over the next couple weeks, starting with this series against the Cubs, I really hope they show us all something. Because this shit is not it. You may have noticed these stylish and inarguably attractive and outrageous sunglasses on my face. These are from goodr. And wouldn't you know it, today's episode is brought to you by goodr. Why goodr? Because goodr is making shades that are fun and affordable enough to make you forget your baseball team sucks ass. Starting at only $25 a pair, goodr specializes in making no slip, no bounce, all polarized shades that you can do anything in. I've got 3 pairs. These ones on my face are called the Save a Bull, Ride a Rodeo Clown. I've also got the From Zero to Blitzed, which you can see over my left shoulder, and the Smaller as Baller as well. Goodr has over 50,000 5+ star reviews. Every pair comes with a 1-year warranty plus 30-day free returns, and they're a 100% carbon neutral company. They're just gooder than everyone else, unlike the Astros. What makes goodr different? 100% polarized, only $25. Doesn't get better than that. And because they're so affordable, I never have to worry about losing or breaking them, no matter what I'm doing in them. They're always releasing new colors and collabs so you can lay low or get wild. The names are hilarious. Back 9, Blackout, Flamingos on a Booze Cruise, Donkey Goggles. They're great for running, cycling, working out, golfing, going to the beach, hiking, or just chilling and watching the Stros get their asses kicked. They are lightweight, stylish, and don't slip off your face. If you want to support the show and try a pair, goodr is giving can bangers free shipping with every order. There's some good news for the day. Just go to goodr.com/BTC and use code BTC for free shipping. That's GOODR.com/BTC. Again, the code when you check out is BTC to unlock free shipping. Goodr offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's goodr.com/BTC, code BTC for free shipping. Hit the link in the description below and check out all the incredible frames that goodr has to offer. And more positive and fun news, because that's the direction we're going to shift now that we're done talking Stros. More positive and more fun, just like goodr, today's sponsor. The Texans finally unveiled their new uniforms after what seemed like months of leaks and strange rumors and Cal McNair making a fucking Reddit account and also throwing on a flat bill and sunglasses and posing with a dog wearing what I assume was a $100,000 chain. Just a bizarre rollout. Whether or not much of that was planned is really tough to determine, but this is the Houston Texans' first redesign since the franchise's inception in the year 2000. I didn't realize that. I knew our uniforms were boring and dated and tired, like me. But I didn't realize we had not done a single uniform redesign since the year 2000. And now we have. From NFL.com, it says new uniforms, new looks with the goal of covering every base, tradition, innovation, and making a bold statement. Houston unveiled 4 uniforms Tuesday, including an updated home kit, a new road set featuring fresh shoulder and helmet elements, and a radical alternate uniform focused on highlighting the expression of the city the Texans call home. Here's some quotes from Cal McNair, just for fun. Cal, today, for the first time since 2000, we are so proud to reveal our new uniforms. They are even more special because they are inspired by and for our fans. Our fans asked us to be more H-Town, and we delivered. They were with us every step of the way, and there's truly something for everyone over the 4 uniforms. Yes. I remember thinking to myself watching Texans games, I wish these uniforms were more H-Town. Because who doesn't love throwing up the H, right? God knows Cal enjoys it, and that's what we all wanted. We wanted more H-Town, which is a really easily definable adjective, isn't it? We all know what he means. More H-Town, which apparently just meant making one of the uniforms literally have a giant H on the helmet. But let's go through them one by one. Oh, also, I love the strategy of saying the fans made these. It's kind of like, we've got new uniforms, and you guys picked them, so if you don't like them, it's your fault. Here's the thing. Nobody ever asked me what I thought about any of these. Nobody ever asked. I wasn't involved in any of the focus groups, so I feel left out. Because it says here that we were with them every step of the way. That's just not true, because I wasn't with them a single step of the way. I didn't know about any of this. Now, that being said, I'm done joking. Let's look at the jerseys. First of all, the home kits, the steel blue, while staying true to like the classic look we expect, and again, these are probably the most obvious uniforms out of the 4 we've got here. It says modern meets tradition. And you have to agree with that. It's an updated version of what we've come to know and love as Texans fans, seeing our boys in steel blue at home. They look good. I like the numbers. They look sharp. The helmets are solid. Looks good. There's not much to say about these. You know, you got the steel blue, you got the white numbers with the red outline, red Texans on the chest, and white pants, blue socks. It's good stuff. Can't fuck that up, right? Would have been really, really tough to mess these up. So those are the home jerseys. The steel blue top, steel blue helmet, white pants, steel blue socks, okay? Then we've got the away jerseys, and these are the first real departure from what we're used to seeing. Really, I mean, they look clean. They're a cleaner version of the away whites. You got the steel blue helmet, but the white top, they say ice bright as a neon light was the shitty marketing that they tweeted out with the away jerseys. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I realize again that they're trying to make these more H-Town. So let's see. These ones, again, I don't really have anything bad to say about these. They look solid. They've got like the blue Texans like horns coming off of the shoulder pads. That looks dope. These are good looking. Houston written above the number. So with the home jerseys, I'm pretty sure it says Texans on the chest above the number. If I'm not incorrect, which I'm trying to scroll back and see and make sure that I'm not incorrect, because it's possible that I am incorrect, but I'm doing it as fast as I can. And yeah, so on the home jerseys it says Texans above the number. On the away jerseys it says Houston above the number. And I like that. I like that's more H-Town, is it not? Is it not, huh? Throw up the H if you're listening or watching. Anyway, the road jerseys look good. And then we've got these crazy-ass alternate uniforms, which you saw the helmet leak last week with the big blue H on the side. And I was generally concerned when I saw that because I wasn't quite sure how they were going to make that work, but I was waiting to see how the full jersey worked or looked before making any type of judgment. So this is like all steel blue, baby blue, almost Oilers-esque H on the helmet with the little star attached to it, which it's pretty generic, the H thing, like the old school, old English font deal. Like this has been done time and time and time again, and I never really love it when like the Rangers have their Texas version of this, their alternate uniforms. Not to bring up the Rangers and more bad vibes in baseball, but it reminded me of that a little bit, and I was overall a little concerned. But now that I've seen the full package, and you've got the Battle Red socks, and you've got the Battle Red number, and you've got the baby blue tied in with the, love you blue, if you want to call it that, with the gloves and the H and the classic Texans bull on the shoulder pad. I can buy into this. I'm not going to buy this, and I'm certainly not buying that flat bill they've got Cal McNair wearing. But I know a lot of people will. Like this is I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make jerseys that appeal to the vast swaths of Houston fans that exist, right? And like these will undoubtedly be a hit for some. So it's cool. I mean, I get it. It is what it is. I have no problem with it. I'm not going to be upset when they wear them. We'll see them in action. We'll see how it looks on the field. But like, this is my least favorite of the four. But I appreciate them taking a big swing. And then there's the Battle Red uniforms, which are very, very red. And you have to avoid looking like the Cardinals, but I think what they've ended up with is looking a little bit more like Texas Tech, like a little Red Raidery for my taste. But the helmets are sick. They're very reflective, and instead of like the classic Texans bull or a big dumb H, they've got literal horns on the sides. Like they almost look like demonic, like devil shit, which, maybe not cool for spiritual reasons, but for football reasons, fucking awesome. I love it. These are very sick. I hope to see these a lot, and I'm hoping to see what kind of merch they can put out surrounding the Battle Red theme, because this is tight. This is tight. You got red socks, you got red pants, you got red tops, you got the red helmet, you got the fucking bull horns on the helmet, you got bull horns on the fucking sleeves of the shoulder pads. You got like is that black? It might be black. I don't even know if there's blue involved in this on the sides of the pants and in the numbers. It's fun stuff. It's tight that they actually did something, that stands out here. Because like I said, the home and away jerseys are like updated, modern looks, modern versions of what we already had going. But then you've got the alternate, the big H, which is a reach that I'm hoping works out for them. And then the Battle Red is completely redesigned. And the Battle Red has always been their strongest uniform. It always has been. I don't know why they haven't utilized it more. I don't know what the rules are surrounding NFL teams and how often you're allowed to wear each uniform or whatever. I don't know. But I want to see this one as often as they're allowed, because this one kicks ass. The all red is awesome. One of the models they've got's got red gloves on too. I think it's Tank Dell, maybe. Hard to tell. But yeah, we finally got these things after all that teasing and leaking, which when you say those two things back to back sounds strange. We got the new uniforms. So there you go, Texans fans. We got that to look forward to when football season rolls around, seeing our boys in new kits. That's what they call them across the pond when you're watching soccer. He grabbed him by his kit. It's not a uniform. It's a kit. Culture. When it comes time to perform, you don't always have your best stuff, just like in baseball. So it goes in the bedroom, especially when you're getting up there in age. Performing at your peak every time is challenging. Thankfully, today's episode is sponsored by BlueChew as well. Fellow sports fans, remember the days when you were always ready to throw down? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence when it's game time in the bedroom. Listen up, BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises, the process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. No weird visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in discreet packaging, I might add. I've used Blue Chew's tablets several times and felt like I was in a time machine, transformed back into the professional hitter of yesteryear I once was. So if you're looking for more confidence, if you're looking to make a lasting impression, if you're in the market for the best can banging of your life, Blue Chew could be the answer for you too. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for the can bangers out there. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code BTC at checkout. Just pay $5 in shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code BTC to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com now for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. I wanted to close today talking about the NBA playoffs a bit. And just the idea of complaining about officiating in professional sports. Because after last night's batch of NBA games, you had the Lakers absolutely livid, LeBron in particular, that they weren't getting certain calls down the stretch in the fourth quarter. You also had the Philadelphia 76ers head coach Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid complaining about officiating after they, choked away their game to the New York Knicks. Great finish. Here's what I have to say. In those games, if those foul calls are made, then everybody says you can't make those calls at the end of the game. You got to let the people on the court determine the outcome. Let the boys play. Let the players determine who wins and loses. But then when those calls aren't made, it's, the referees missed the calls. Which fucking one is it? So here's where we're at. You, LeBron, Nick Nurse, Joel, you are responsible for whether or not your team wins or loses, not the fucking referees, because we all know, every single person who is a sports fan in the United States of America, whether it be Major League Baseball having to deal with Angel Hernandez or the NBA with Scott fucking Foster and the crew of clowns that they've got out there every single night, or NFL, where nobody even knows what a catch is. You know, we all fucking know the referees are dog shit. The officials, the referees, whatever you want to call them, the officiating is bad. So wrap your fucking tiny pea brain around that and move on. Nobody wants to watch a bunch of grown men going, the zebras got it wrong. Shut the fuck up. We don't care. And if you're a fan, you shut the fuck up too. This isn't how it works. You're just a loser. That's a losing mentality. To lose, especially a playoff game, and then your complaint after the game to be completely focused on the referees rather than your team and your play and why you put yourselves in a position where one call from a referee could sway it one way or the other in the first place is the problem. You are the problem. Children know this. Don't focus on the referees. You cannot... This is just a life lesson in general. Things you cannot control are not worth your energy. That's just no way to live. And you're making all of us miserable when all you do is bitch and moan and bitch and moan and bitch and moan. And it's become one of the biggest problems with the NBA in particular over the past 15 years or so. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, there's different circumstances, right? Like, let's talk about Aaron Boone in the New York Yankees game yesterday where it was hilarious if you hate the Yankees like I do, but Aaron Boone got ejected by the umpire one batter into the first inning because a fan behind the dugout talked shit to the umpire after the umpire had issued Boone a warning. So Boone got ejected when he didn't even do anything. It was a literal fan in the fucking stands, and he got ejected. Now that is a very valid reason to shred the officiating and rip the umpire, because that's a terrible job, right? But it's also the first inning of the game, and you're the manager, man. Like, it's baseball, dude. Like, did that really impact the overall outcome of that game enough to, like, say that ruined everything? No, probably not. Probably not. If it was a playoff game, different story. But baseball, come on. The guys with the ball and the gloves and the bats are the ones who determine what happens for the most part. managerially, you're kind of, your job is, I mean, come on. Anyway, point being, there's instances where bitching about the referees completely valid. But when it comes down to like the 76ers game, for example, Nick Nurse was trying to call timeout. And when I say trying, I mean not trying nearly hard enough. Tyrese Maxey runs into the paint, full-blown pushes a guy out of the way. Guy goes flying, no call, and good. Let the boys play. Then there's the scuffle for the ball where Nick Nurse is attempting to call timeout, but also looks like he maybe doesn't want to call timeout. And also the way he calls timeout is with one finger and then the top of the tee, which is not, it's this. You full hand for the timeout, Nick. What the fuck is this? What are you doing? What is this? Bouncing your hand on your pointer finger. That's not a timeout. This is a timeout. This is a timeout. Where are you from, dude? What is this? What are you doing? What are you doing? Fuck are you doing? Don't do that. Do this. Do this. And also, as a million different people have said at this point, run onto the court or run up to the referee and do it in his face. Don't just like, he was like, oh, I don't know if I should, oh, God, maybe not, oh, fuck. And they wanted a call with all the scuffling that was going on for the ball, too. Regular season game, do you probably get a call there? Yeah. But again, Maxey's already run into the paint, pushed a guy out of the way. It's an aggressive, physical situation. Do you want the referees being the ones who determine the outcome there, or do you want to let the guys play? Because the moment that came from that was incredible. It's loud as shit in the Garden, too, man. Like, you can't expect your little baby attempt at a timeout call is going to get acknowledged. Like, anyway, look, we don't have to get into the specifics because I'm derailing here at the end of our episode. But the point is this. Officiating in professional sports is not good. I can't remember a single time where everyone uniformly believed, like, you know what? The referees did a really great job this year. Or these umpires, they're not so bad. You know what? It just doesn't happen. It's not a thing. Why we're pretending it is, I don't know. And if you want to complain, do it not to a microphone. Write a letter to the league that you're a part of. Because as a fan, this comes off as loser behavior, as a loser mentality by a losing team who's just making excuses because things didn't go their way. And I understand in the heat of the moment after a game, you're upset and you say things you maybe don't mean, or this has become part of the game in LeBron's era of the NBA, where it's like, if you constantly bitch and batter the officials with complaints, then maybe eventually you start to sway them a little bit in your direction. I understand, but it's too much like fucking soccer now. It's got to stop. Please. This is America. I thought this was America. Accept it. They stink. The officials stink. All right? We all know that now. We can move on. Sometimes you're going to get screwed. Sometimes the other team's going to get screwed, and you're going to get a win off of that. If it goes both ways, shit happens. Man the fuck up and take responsibility for the loss. That's how I feel about the way things have been going with the NBA playoffs in particular, where it's just like every fucking game, bitching and whining. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. Go play. That'll do it for today's show, but remember, every episode of Banging the Can is not only available on all the major podcast platforms, but also to watch in full video on youtube.com/@bangingthecan, youtube.com/@bangingthecan. Frankly, even if you don't care to watch, I would appreciate you taking the time to go and subscribe on YouTube to support the show so we can continue to grow. And if you're there on YouTube watching me right now, click the subscribe button. Click the like button on this video. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the things I've yelled today. On that note, please share the most unapologetic Houston sports show in existence with your friends and family. Follow us on social media @BangingTheCan on all the social media platforms. Support our sponsors. We got great sponsors today. 2 great sponsors today. 1 new sponsor today, goodr. Go to goodr.com/BTC and use code BTC for free shipping. That's GOODR.com/BTC, code BTC for free shipping. Go get yourself some beautiful shades. So no one will be able to see when you're watching the Astros and crying because you've got great sunglasses on. And then, of course, BlueChew.com, code BTC at checkout to get your first month of BlueChew free. When you use our promo code BTC, you just pay $5 in shipping. Support our sponsors. Check out our other shows. I've got the Bolen podcast where I talk about comedy, mental health, social media, a whole grab bag of random things. If you're watching Shogun on Hulu/FX, the season finale and likely series finale this week, we have a companion podcast for every single episode of Shogun on oysters, clams, and cockles, hosted by myself and Mr. Barrett Dudley, another Houstonian, one of my best friends of over 20 years. And when House of the Dragon, Season 2, returns June 16th, I think it is, we will be covering every single episode on oysters, clams, and cockles, which you can find on YouTube or any of the major podcast platforms as well. I'm Ross Bolen. You can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at WRBOLEN. I'll be back soon, and I hope we have better things to say about how baseball season is going for the Astros, because this shit is making me insane. Until next time, H-Town, stay down.